Good day. I am Christopher John Pianes, a licensed master mariner, a dedicated maritime professional with a strong background in seagoing and maritime educator. As of now, I am a program director of marine transportation at PMI Colleges, Quezon City. I am currently a graduating student of Master of Science in Maritime Education, deeply engaged in exploring the transformative impacts of shipboard automation and digitalization on the maritime industry. These advancements are reshaping operational efficiency, safety, and sustainability in shipping, which is a central focus of my research. Throughout my academic and professional journey, I have gained valuable experience as a seafarer and instructor, where I have honed my skills in maritime education and training. I am passionate about sharing knowledge and fostering the development of future maritime professionals, ensuring they are well equipped to navigate the evolving challenges of the industry. The research interests include the integration of digital technologies in ship operations, the enhancements of navigational safety through simulation and automation, and the critical role of effective communication and teamwork on the navigational bridge. I am committed to contributing to the maritime sector by advancing innovative solutions and promoting best practices in ship management and education. In addition to my academic pursuit, I am enthusiastic about continuous learning and professional growth. I aim to leverage my expertise to support the maritime community in embracing technological advancements and achieving operational excellence. Thank you for the opportunity to introduce myself. I look forward to engaging with like-minded professionals and contributing meaningfully to the maritime field. So my research title is Shipboard Automation and Digitalization, its relevance to maritime education and training. So the objective of the study is to assess the perceived relevance of automation and digitalization in maritime education and training from the perspectives of maritime professionals. The study aims to evaluate the overall perception of maritime professionals, including maritime instructors, industry stakeholders, and active seafarers, regarding the relevance of automation and digitalization in maritime education and training. To compare the perceived relevance of automation and digitalization in maritime education and training across different groups of respondents, the seafarers, the instructors, and the stakeholders, to identify whether significant differences exist in perceptions based on demographic variables such as the age, the rank, years of experience, and educational attainment. To determine the interaction effects of multiple demographic factors on the perceived relevance of automation and digitalization in maritime education and training. To provide recommendations for enhancing MET curricula and training programs based on the findings regarding relevance and professional perspectives. The methods. This study employed a quantitative descriptive comparative research design. The quantitative approach was used to gather measurable data on the perceived relevance of automation and digitalization in maritime education and training among different groups of maritime professionals. The descriptive aspect of the design allowed for the presentation and interpretation of demographic profiles and response patterns, while the comparative element aimed to determine whether significant differences existed among groups, and they are maritime instructors, the industry stakeholders, and the active seafarers. The independent variables were the study were the roles, the age, the years of service, and educational attainment, while the dependent variables were the shipboard automation and digitalization. The statistical tools used were the means and standard deviation for descriptive statistics and non-parametric, U-test, and H-test for two or more independent. The data needed for this research were drawn from a researcher-made survey consisting of two main parts. The part one is to assess the perceived relevance of automation, and the part two is to assess the perceived relevance of digitalization in MET. Summary of findings. What is the relevance of automation in maritime education and training as perceived by the maritime professionals as a whole and in groups according to role, age, years of service, and educational attainment? So we have 140 respondents in National Capital Region. The usefulness of automation when taken as an entire group and when classified as to role, age, years of experience, and educational attainment was highly relevant. With the entire group, the mean is 4.29 and the standard deviation is decimal 497. Number two, what is the relevance of digitalization in maritime education and training as perceived by the maritime professionals as a whole and when grouped according to the role, the age, the years of service, and educational attainment? The usefulness of digitalization when taken as an entire group and when classified as role, age, years of experience, and educational attainment was highly relevant. So the mean for the digitalization, the entire group, the mean is 4.32 and the standard deviation is decimal 512. Is there a significant difference in the relevance of automation in maritime education and training as perceived by maritime professionals when grouped according to role, age, years of service? So on table 4, there is no significant difference existed in the relevance of automation in maritime education and training when grouped according to age and educational attainment and role and years of experience. Is there a significant difference in the relevance of digitalization in maritime education and training as perceived by maritime professionals when groups according to role, age, years of service, and educational attainment? There is no significant difference existed in the relevance of digitalization in MET when grouped according to age and educational attainment and role of years and experience. And lastly, if there is a significant relationship between automation and digitalization. A significant relationship existed between the relevance of automation and digitalization and MET. A strong positive relationship between automation and digitalization in maritime education and training. In simpler terms, an automation increases in maritime education and training digitalization also intended to increase and vice versa. Conclusions. Generally and when classified as to role, age, years of experience, and educational attainment, the usefulness of shipboard automation and digitalization are highly relevant. The result seems to indicate that the respondents has come to realize the importance of automation and digitalization in maritime education and training. There is no significant difference of usefulness of automation when classified as to role, age, years of experience, and educational attainment indicated that the importance and necessity of automation as perceived by the respondents are similar. There is no significant difference of usefulness of digitalization when classified as to role, age, years of experience, and educational attainment demonstrate a notable uniformity across maritime professionals on the efficacy of automation in maritime education and training. A positive significant relationship existed between the usefulness of automation and digitalization. Recommendations. Under CHED Marina policymakers, the study offered empirical information regarding the common perspectives on automation and digitalization among various groups. The paper emphasized the necessity of automation and digitalization, prompting industry stakeholders to collaborate with educational institutions to align workforce training with contemporary industrial demands. The study emphasized the importance of incorporating automation and digitalization into the training strategies of maritime technical teachers. This results in enhanced curricula designed to adequately prepare students for contemporary maritime challenges. The recognition of automation and digitalization as significant in maritime training underscored the necessity for ongoing skill enhancement among active seafarers. The future seafarers researchers may establish foundation for advanced studies. The report establishes a foundational framework for future research on the effects of automation and digitalization in maritime education and training. Impact of the study. The study confirms that automation and digitalization are highly relevant across all respondent groups. These findings can guide MET institutions in revising or enhancing curricula to include up-to-date technological competencies, ensuring that graduates are better prepared for the realities of modern shipboard operations. The strong correlation between automation and digitalization emphasizes the need for integrated training approaches. The consensus among stakeholders, the educators, industry experts, and seafarers highlights the opportunity for stronger collaboration between academic and maritime industry to co-develop training programs and tools that reflect actual onboard needs. The study lays groundwork for further research into the effectiveness of automation, digital training modules, the readiness of MET institutions for full-scale technology integration, challenges the barriers and implementing digital reforms in MET. Original value of the paper. The original value of this paper lies in its empirical assessment of how key stakeholders, the maritime technical instructors, industry stakeholders, shareholders, and active seafarers perceive the relevance of shipboard automation and digitalization in maritime education and training. Unlike existing literature that often focuses on technological advancement from a theoretical or global perspective, this study provides localized, data-driven insights to the specific Philippine maritime education context. It fills a critical gap by bridging the practical demands of modern ship operations with academic and training systems that prepare future seafarers. The study also established a strong statistical correlation between automation and digitalization, reinforcing the need for integrated training approaches. Furthermore, it reveals a consensus across different demographic groups, suggesting widespread readiness for the adoption of technological advancement in maritime education and training. These findings contribute not only to academic discourse, but also offer practical guidance for curriculum development, policy formulation, and institutional readiness, and thereby enhancing the global competitiveness of Filipino maritime professionals. And lastly, the references that we have. And thank you.